Picture this unsettling truth. In the Middle Ages, going to work was often more dangerous than going to war. Not because of swords or sieges, but because ordinary jobs quietly killed the people who did them. Bakers exploded, miners suffocated, messengers vanished, and executioners lived under constant threat of revenge. Here's the paradox. These weren't criminals or soldiers expecting death. They were workers, craftsmen, and labourers simply trying to survive. And yet many medieval jobs came with an unspoken acceptance that injury, disease, or sudden death was part of the contract. No warning signs, no safety laws, no second chances. So why did people keep doing these jobs, generation after generation? And how did society function when the backbone of everyday life was built on such constant risk? The answers reveal a world where survival meant gambling your body every single day. So why did we lose this better sleep? The answer arrives with streetlights, factories and clocks. Artificial lighting collapsed the night, compressing rest into a single block to serve work schedules rather than human biology. Sleep became something to control instead of something to follow. But medieval techniques still whisper solutions. Darker rooms signal the brain to produce melatonin naturally. Consistent exposure to daylight anchors the body clock. Accepting brief nighttime wakefulness reduces anxiety and improves sleep quality. Even the medieval bedroom had lessons. Cooler temperatures, heavy bedding for pressure and warmth, minimal noise, and routines that prepared the mind for rest instead of stimulation. You don't need a castle or a monastery. Just less light, fewer screens, and a willingness to stop fighting your own biology. Let's slow it down and imagine how these jobs actually worked. Take medieval mining. No helmets, no masks, just candles and instinct. Miners followed veins of ore underground, listening for creaks in the rock, watching flames flicker to detect bad air. One wrong signal and collapse or suffocation followed. Or consider chimney sweeps, often children lowered into narrow shafts, scraping soot while breathing toxic dust that scarred lungs for life. Executioners, too, lived dangerous lives in a different way. Technically skilled, trained to kill cleanly, yet socially isolated, hated, and sometimes attacked for the very service they were paid to perform. Each profession developed its own survival tricks. Rituals, superstitions, apprenticeships, secret techniques passed quietly from master to student. Knowledge born not from textbooks, but from bodies lost on the job. What's shocking is how many modern safety practices were shaped by medieval suffering. Ventilation systems exist because miners died underground. Protective clothing exists because tanners and smiths burned and poisoned themselves daily. Labour specialisation, shifts, and even workplace rituals trace back to attempts at reducing risk, even if only slightly. The medieval worker teaches us a brutal lesson. Danger doesn't always look dramatic. It hides in routine, in repetition, in environments we assume are safe. Today, whether it's industrial work, construction, or even digital burnout, the same principle applies. When survival depends on productivity alone, human cost gets ignored. Medieval jobs remind us why safety rules matter, and what happens when they don't exist. The Middle Ages weren't just shaped by kings and knights, but by ordinary people who risked and often lost their lives simply by showing up to work. Their danger was silent, constant, and accepted as fate. Yet, without miners, cities had no metal. Without tanners, no armour. Without millers, no bread. Civilization advanced because someone was willing to do the work no one else could survive for long. Remembering these jobs isn't about glorifying suffering. It's about understanding the price paid for progress. And if their stories still make us uneasy today, that discomfort is a reminder to protect the lives behind the labour we rely on. If this journey into the medieval working world opened your eyes, stay curious, keep learning, and honour the past by building a safer future.